Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your special update here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. If you're watching this reading was meant to find you. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Scorpio, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Here we have the Magician. The Magician is sort of the result of all of our spiritual work, right? The Magician is the pure conduit, the clear channel of the divine light. It's someone who is infinitely elastic, infinitely adaptable, right? That you can be sort of airdropped in any situation and you can create a masterpiece with it. That you can have any sort of materials in front of you and you can build something beautiful, right? It doesn't matter where you are or what you have with you, you're going to make the best use of everything around you. Yeah, that you're going to use the materials at hand through your own genius, through your own spiritual energy, and you can create a thriving life, right? You are the architect of your own life. This is Hermes, this is Mercury, this is the Magician, the Juggler, the Trickster, this is literally the magician on stage, sort of creating a spectacle out of nothing, right? Pulling things out of thin air. Yeah. And this, I think, is all of our aspirations. We all want to be the magician, okay? And the more we do our spiritual work, the closer we get to becoming that pure transmitter of the divine light. Yeah. Let's put this card into some context. I feel like you're somebody with a lot of good ideas, a lot of creativity. Okay. Our next card is, a Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is looking into a past emotional state or looking into a past kind of situation, maybe. Between these two cards, I feel like you are looking deep within you. And maybe this is the idea of, you're looking at your deepest, darkest desires, your deepest fears, the very depths of your soul, right? And you're using that as material to create your best life. Maybe this is you really searching yourself for what you really, really, truly want. Yeah. I think this is a time right now where you're being asked by Spirit to be completely honest with how you feel about everything. This is a card of emotional transparency, emotional honesty, radical self-love, radical honesty, Because maybe there's something in there that you can use. Maybe this is you finding your deepest desire. Maybe this is you confronting your darkest fear. And using either of those, or both really, to change your life. Yeah. Let's keep going. Let's see what else is going to come out for you right now at this time in your life. We got a 3 of Swords. Okay. We got the World, 6 of Swords, 2 of Wands. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments, okay? We've got a 6 of Wands here in this position. We've got a Knight of Wands. Got a Prince of Pentacles and a 10 of Swords. The 10 of Swords, I think, is very good because at the end, right, this is an end of an end. This is an end to a restriction. This is an end to the feeling of being held back, right? This is the feeling, I think there's something in your past or something to do in your emotional depths that has been limiting you. And I think right now you're being asked to look at that, confront that, because it is a way for you to get out of this cage, this bird cage, let's say. Okay? So you're, I think, coming to realize that what you've been holding on to, it kind of looks like this Three of Swords down here is a bit of an anchor. That there has been an anchor, an emotional anchor inside of you that's been preventing you from being the very best magician that you can be. We've got to let go of that. We've got to realize that whatever you've been holding on to is preventing you from, building the life you want. Yeah. Your life is changing here. Big time. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right here with Bubo, our mechanical owl. Now, we're not going to look at that card until the end. Hopefully, it'll tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need. If you have a prediction for that card, please put it in the comments down below. Let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise. Yeah. All right. Let's look around the room here. Two major arcana energies. The raw material of the universe and the magician that can do something with it. Right? That you are, it's kind of if the magician is a 1, the universe is the 0. It's a 1 and a 0. You're sort of creating something out of nothing, something coming from thin air. You realize that the universe is full of possibilities. The magician can make any one of those possibilities a reality. Infinite possibilities means sort of infinite opportunities, right? Infinite ways that you can build your life, infinite number of paths that you could take. But right now, I think there's something going on in your emotional depths, deep down, something maybe you've even forgotten about. Something that's been holding you back. So we've got our major arcana here. Then we've got fire, fire, fire. This is the water. We got air, air, air. So I think that there's something in your, and I kind of feel like it's a fear of some kind. Okay? It's something that we don't want to see. Something we don't want to find. That's why it got pushed all the way down to the bottom of the ocean, right? We thought it was safe. We stuff it way down there and we don't have to think about it. But I feel that it is there, and I feel like maybe it's not really causing you any problems right now, but if we were to confront it and look at it and acknowledge it, then perhaps we could transform that into something powerful. Yeah, something that's going to be strong enough to get us out of this birdcage, because something's been limiting you. The 10 of Swords here at the end is kind of saying that you're ready to level up, that your energy, the state of your life right now, it's kind of like you've been sitting at the dinner table eating, all the food's gone, but you're still trying to scrape something off the plate. There's no more food here. This is picked clean to the bones. There's nothing there. There's no meat on here anymore. It's time to let this thing go. There's nothing more we can extract from this situation. And I feel like this fear that you're confronting is going to allow you to see this for what it is, that, there's no food on this. Right? These are just bones. Okay. The Three of Swords at the bottom here is usually a card of memory. I think that you've probably been having more sort of breakthrough memories, like maybe in your meditations or maybe in your dreams or maybe just randomly. I feel like you're remembering things that you kind of forgot all about, Maybe you're someone who is starting to really be not nostalgic, but thinking more about your childhood. You're just kind of thinking more about when you were younger, about days that have gone by. Because the Three of Swords is an understanding the process of creation on the mental plane. So we understand the power of thinking. And I think you're starting to see that there is something very, very powerful and potent in the the act of thinking. It is sort of one of the first stages of manifesting, right? Is to be able to hold that picture in your mind. Yeah. But not only the picture, but to be able to really visualize and use all of your senses. When we say visualization, it's not just seeing the image of what you want, it's feeling it, tasting it, touching it, believing with every part of your being that you're there already, right? And I think you're somebody that is realizing that. And so we're going to take whatever we're finding in the depths here, whatever is going on, whatever this emotion is, whatever you've been feeling now. I think it's something that I don't know. I don't want to call it a fear necessarily, but it might be something like that. That we're sort of turning it into an advantage. Maybe it's a feeling of weakness, or it's something that we feel is kind of something we need to hide from ourselves, We're realizing that we can form an alliance with that. And the magician can transmute it. The magician is the alchemist, right? We can transmute that into something that is strong and powerful. Something that it's really beginning of this fire energy. Something that will lead us out of this this bird cage, right? So the universe card in the background, it may be a feeling that you've had lately of not really having a sense of direction. I don't want to say lost, but just kind of a feeling like just kind of floating around, not really sure what I want to do, where I want to go. Maybe it's the feeling that for the last while, maybe nothing's really sounded good. When you're hungry, you're hungry, but everything you think of for food just doesn't sound good. So we just end up eating something just based on necessity, but not because it feels good. And in that way, we take these two cards together and it kind of says we don't know what we want. We don't know what's holding us back. Maybe we don't understand what this uneasy feeling is. We don't understand why it's felt difficult to connect with people. Because with the universe, or the world, this card is kind of talking about the expansion of space and time. Like as we get older, as the days, as our life sort of gets longer, we feel like we're growing more distant. It feels as if our friends, our family, our loved ones, the things we enjoy are just getting further away. I'm not getting closer to what I want. I'm getting further away from it. It feels like it. But if we don't know what we want, we don't know which direction to move in order to get closer to what we want. I know I'm getting further away, but I don't know how to fix it. Right? And that's what these two cards are talking about. So we have to try to figure that out. And I think by going through, allowing these memories to surface, and maybe even doing some intentional kind of past life regression kind of thing, or even just doing some meditations that will open up your memories, right? We might understand what this is, and we might begin to realize what has been holding us back and what our true feelings and desires and aspirations are. Very often with the Queen, there is the sense of looking at the past, okay? But with the Queen, there's also there's levels of the water, right? There's the surface level where it's just the reflection, right? The surface of the water just reflects the light that's coming at it. And this is basically just saying, like, sometimes all of us at one point or another, we go through life and we're just reflecting back to life what it's giving us. Whatever other people want, yeah, that's fine with me. Oh, yeah, I like that too. Oh, yeah, the sports team, blah, blah, blah. Right? That we're not really making any value judgments of our own. We're just going with the flow of the world in which we live. It's something that we've learned to do. It's a way of adapting to the environment. We're trying to be in harmony with the group, right? So we're just sort of reflecting the values and the desires of the group. Even though I think there's a growing awareness in you that you're not like everybody else. You don't want the same thing the group wants, right? We go one fathom lower, deeper, and we get to the shallow water. And that is I still care what the group wants. I still care what society sort of tells me. But now I'm just kind of, whatever I desire, whatever I want, I'm just going to go out and do it. I'm just going to get it, right? We're just living on those impulsive desires, right? And it's sort of a way of us putting a Band-Aid on the deeper problem, putting a Band-Aid on the uneasiness that we feel. So we don't like being on the surface where we're just sort of, whatever everybody else is doing is fine with me. That doesn't feel good. So then we just start compensating by the shallow end stuff. Just whatever my impulsive desires are, I'm just going to do it. I want ice cream today. And, rather than going really, really deep down into the water, getting away from the surface, getting so deep that we can't see the light. We can't hear the cheers for the local sports team. We're finding out what's really going on within ourselves and what is it that we truly desire. Not what does my personality have to desire in order to fit in. What do I truly desire when there's no question of fitting in or conformity or of getting along with people or to maintain any sort of harmony or rapport with people? You don't care if people like you or not, right? What is it that you really want? What kind of life do you really desire? Right? This is what Spirit's trying to show you in an effort to clear some blockages, emotional blockages, so that you can become the very best magician that you can be. Up above here we have the Six of Swords, we have science, the magician and science, right? And magic is just, science, I guess, is just magic that we now feel like we understand a little bit. We know how to sort of explain it to ourselves, and we know how to use it in an intentional way. So the Six of Swords, to me, feels like you're able to organize your thoughts and feelings in such a way that you can be driven by your truest, deepest desires in life. Whatever you're discovering down here in these depths, it's going to be different for all of us. We're able to then put that into some sort of intelligible word or phrase or, some sort of understanding, right? Doesn't mean that we're going to be able to completely explain everything in detail, but we at least know enough about what's going on that we can sort of, we can understand the need for a plan moving forward. That we are now living in harmony, not with what everybody else wants, right? And I'm just trying to fit in. But we can live in harmony with our deepest desire, our aspiration, who we feel we really are. Okay? And I think we can begin to formulate an image, a plan, but more than a plan, an immersive, it's almost like a virtual reality sort of experience, where we can visualize and imagine fulfilling the life that we really truly desire. What would that look like? What would it feel like? What would it smell like, taste like? Where would you be, right? All these different things. And we're able to have that experience within ourselves. It's creating a picture, right? Six of Swords here. I think that it's very important to look at the difference between these two also, right? Because in some ways, it's kind of like having this harmony within yourself it feels good, right? You found some sort of meaning in all the chaos of life. Going the other way, the other direction, feels like sorrow, feels like heartbreak, feels like loss. It feels like suffering, right? And I think that the underlying suffering, the reason why you felt so uneasy in life is because you haven't been following your true will. You haven't been aware and conscious of or acknowledging your deepest desires. And I think your deepest desire is sort of the same as your deepest fear. It's what you want the most, but it's down there at the bottom of the sea because we're kind of afraid to look at it. We're afraid to admit what it is. We're afraid to go try to get it and fail maybe. But that pursuit, at least having the understanding within ourselves of what that is, or even the awareness that it's something, it's going to make us feel a whole lot better, right? Because the alternative is the Three of Swords, the suffering of not knowing who we are and just going through life, sort of going with the flow of the group, of the herd, of the society, or whatever, right? Whatever the world tells us we're supposed to want, yeah, that's fine with me. You know, that we're there cheering on the local sports team, but we really don't. We have no love for sports. We don't care about that sort of thing, right? But to admit that would put us at odds with the group, and but at the same time would allow us to feel a little bit more connected with ourselves, and a little bit more authentic, yeah. And the Two of Wands in the future position really is about you making that decision for yourself. Is it better to just go back to sleep, or is it better to wake up? Waking up has its challenges. Oh, yeah. Because I think you put yourself at odds with people, you know, because in the context of a group, right? No one likes the outliers of the group. They threaten the health of the whole. You think of like animals in a herd and stuff. The one that stands out as being different, kind of got to keep our eye on them, right? And it's kind of like we're inviting a little bit of friction or discord in our life. And here's the Two of Wands, right? This shows friction. This shows two opposing wills battling it out. Whether this is both inside of yourself, one is the will to go to sleep. One is the will to wake up. This could be also kind of you willingly putting yourself at odds with what everybody else is doing. Do your own thing. Be unique. Be creative. Be yourself. Let your freak flag fly, right? It's going to put you at odds with the world. Okay? But, as the Six of Wands shows us over here, there are others out there like you. You know what I mean? This shows the cooperation of a group. This shows that it's not that it's you against the world. It's not that you've put yourself at odds with the people. You just haven't found your people yet. Okay, this is a group of people that all fundamentally have the same aspiration. So you're not like these people in the sense of you don't like the same things. You don't have to dress the same way or talk the same way or like the same things or whatever. These are all unique individuals that can come together as a group of unique individuals. You know? So it feels like this is really about finding where you really belong. You know? Finding the right kind of, the right supportive environment for you. Okay? This is you knowing, it's your general energy. This is you knowing that you want to be connected with other people. And maybe it is like finding people with similar interests and that sort of thing. In a practical way, yeah, you know. But this is you knowing that you have something very creative and very unique to offer the world. And that you shouldn't have to hide that away. Okay? And, well, I mean, you know, you don't have to. But by being your unique self, as we saw with the Two of Wands, it can be a challenge, right? I got a little bit of experience with that. You can't imagine the conversations or the looks that I get from people when I tell them what I do for a living. You know, they're like, "What's tarot? You do what?" I don't know. I mean, nice, wonderful people, but not, in that fundamental level, not your close people, right? And I think that this really is, this is a card that recognizes that you want to be part of a creative group. You want to find other kind of like-minded individuals that together there is this strength. Together there is this kind of overwhelming creativity. Almost like you want to be part of a movement. You want to be part of something significant. Yeah. We see that fire energy next too with the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is looking into the future. Okay. The Queen of Cups looked at the past, find out what we want and what's been holding us back. Now we're looking into the future and thinking, okay, I've unleashed all of my creative energy now. Where am I taking it? Where's it going to go? What am I going to do? What's in the future for me? Because I think your whole life is changing. This is just the beginning. Now you've got to look out into the future and see, okay, now my life seems to be on a different course. What is it going to look like? What am I willing to put all my energy into? And it could be that there's just been years of that energy being underneath the surface, pushed down to the bottom of the sea. Now it's coming back with a vengeance. Now it's coming back with such tremendous force. We've got to channel it into something creative and something constructive. Because sometimes that energy can come out and it can be like tower moments, right? Like towers everywhere, just destruction, right? So we've got the Prince of Pentacles. It's the builder, okay? And this is someone who's operating in the present moment. We've got a card of the past. We've got a card of the future. And those energies come together, mixing together, right? Fuel for the fire. And the magician is operating in the present, creating the kind of life that you want, whatever that may look like for you. And your life, right, that your magician is creating is going to look vastly different than mine and anybody else around you. But knowing that all of us together can support each other. It's like we don't have to like the same things. We don't have to be creating the same kind of life. I don't have to have the same aesthetic as you. I don't have to like the same food as you. But we can be together and we can help to lift each other up and strengthen each other, support each other, encourage each other. Because we connect on a level beyond the surface level. We like the same sports team. Okay, great, now we're going to be best friends. But there's nothing deeper than that. You're looking for that deep, fundamental, spiritual connection with people. That's your group. That's your squad. That's your team. Yeah. Coming together with a sense of a common mission, a common spirit of the thing. Doesn't matter what sports team you like or if you even like sports at all. Right? But you're building something. You're building your life. You're using who you are and what you have, and you're building your life. Okay. Focused on the present. You've had the vision of the future. You know what's out there for you. You know what you can attain. You know what's possible with your energy, with your creative power now flowing through you. It's infinite what you can create. Okay? But the Ten of Swords is the name of the game. It's getting out of that birdcage. It's letting yourself free, spreading your wings, letting Mercury, letting your spirit out, letting your creative genius flow. Being yourself, right? And whatever this means, if it's, maybe you're going to go be a stand-up comic, right? And maybe you're going to go read tarot on YouTube or something, and nobody around you understands that, right? Well, you'll meet people. You'll find people that do. Once you start expressing yourself in your own unique way, once you find your voice and you start using it, you're going to attract everything to you that you need. Okay? Everything is going to unfold for you. You've got to stay committed to yourself. You've got to stay very honest with yourself. We should look at the mystery card. Yeah. Mystery card, I think, should be, I want to see more earth energy. I want to see some actual pentacles. We got that Prince of Pentacles doing the work, building the thing. I want to see what you're building, right? I'm thinking it's going to be a Six of Pentacles to go with our Six of Wands here. So I think right now it's very important that we tap into our deepest emotions and we use that as fuel. Okay? We find out what we desire or what we're afraid of, and we use that to light this fire. Get out of that bird cage. Okay? Thinking pentacles here. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments down below. Let's see what it is. Yeah, it's pentacles. It's a Five of Pentacles. All right? It's a 5, which is good because to get the sixes, see, we have the blueprint and we have the energy. Now we just have to move the material of the world around. To get the 6, we got to first have a 5, right? We've got to have the challenge, the struggle, the movement. We have to start walking. We have to start pushing against the challenges if we're going to have the success, if we're going to materialize. We have a plan. We've got the will. Now we need the execution. Now comes the hard part. Taking the steps, walking, right? You got the will, you got the plan. Now you got to hit the road. Now you got to get out on the road and you know, put boots on the ground, put the rubber to the road kind of thing. Okay. And so this is a challenge, but this is you changing your life. It's a 5, right? It's all about change. Now you can smell victory. You can smell success. You can feel it. You can envision it. You can imagine it fully. Now it's just a matter of doing those practical things to move in that direction. You're going to do a YouTube thing. Go figure out how you're going to get a camera, right? Learn how to use the YouTube, the back end stuff or whatever. You've got to start making and those are going to be challenges. If it's too easy, you're not doing it right. Okay? This is a wonderful confirmation. Wonderful confirmation. You've got the 6 and the 6. You've got the will. You've got the plan. You can see it. You got everything you need to do it. Right? And now you're setting out on the road. This is you getting on the move. Okay? Beautiful. I love this. We're going to do an extended reading too if you want to stick around. There's a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Scorpio, usually Wednesdays and Saturdays. I felt you needed this special update. It's important that you do this now because I feel like this 3 of Swords is kind of getting worse. I feel like this has been going on for a minute, and it feels like you're getting further and further and further away. You know, it's lonely out in space, right? So I feel like this was like almost an intervention that says, hey, forget about all that BS. Figure out what you want, and let's start doing it. Let's start getting it. Let's start building it, working toward it. Yeah, forget all the nonsense. Make a plan. Let's do it. Yeah. So be sure to watch your Wednesday and Sunday readings too, because those are still going to be there, right? This is an extra one for you. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.